IC's annual science conference is a thrilling setting that brings together the best scientists in the world, young and old, and in every discipline around marine science to talk about the challenges that we face today. It really is about each of us focusing on these big questions as well as our little pieces in the puzzle. And I think that this environment is the exact place to do this, and I couldn't be more thrilled looking forward about our partnership with the UK.
ICES as a scientific body represents a network of marine and fisheries scientists from around the world, so there could be no better place to be than the opening of their annual science conference here today. Quite simply, if you think about sustainability, there are pillars related to economic, environment and social, so we need to bring together all of those scientific disciplines to look at some of those big challenges that we face. We can't do that by looking at issues individually. We must look at all scientific disciplines together if we're going to have any chance of tackling some of those challenges that I mentioned.
Speaking to people at these kind of conferences can really help to inspire you and get you thinking about how your kind of career can shape itself in the future and give you new ideas about which areas to go into. So it's kind of like a long-term effect as well as kind of the short-term effect of helping with your work and meeting new people and meeting new collaborators.
I get to understand what's happening. It's one thing to look at it through research papers, it's another thing to discuss it with the people who are developing papers in the first place. Through the conference I've made connections with really amazing people who have amazing ideas, and there's a lot of opportunities for collaboration.
The UK is committed to supporting and engaging and developing the next generation of marine scientists. We also aim to support and strengthen the ICES network, ensure ICES' future global success.
Incorporating social sciences, humanities and also people into the science of the seas is super important. I think we shouldn't forget that we're not managing fish, for example, but we're actually managing people. And how are they also impacted by the policy decisions that are being made?
It's very inspiring to see people who have worked their way out and then helping the world to become a better place.
Hi all, I am Marta Ferraro, and with Daniel Ottman, I am one of the incoming chairs of SIX. SIX, we are the strategic initiative on the integration of early career scientists, and just the keynote that you just saw from Tom is just a perfect example of what we do for the integration of early career scientists within ICES. So, well, he did a great talk. It is a real honor for me to be here and close this year's, sorry, I'm a bit emotional. This is really an honor for me to be here and close this year's ASC. And for this reason, I would like to say that throughout the entire conference, I felt welcomed and fully engaged. And I know this will become an annual event for me going forward. You all know that this is a pretty big conference. In fact, 687 people joined this year. And however, these numbers doesn't really mean much to me, because for me, what is really important is that is this sense of community that I have experienced throughout the whole conference here. So obviously, as every year, there was groundbreaking research, and we were able to follow newest advances in the field. But what makes the ASC so special is how central science, scientists, and people are. And every year, you submit your proposals to SciComm for either a networking session or a team session. And so you have the opportunity to steer the direction of the conference and also to set the scientific objectives. And this is, something outstanding to me. And in fact, this, as an early career scientist, this is a bottom-up approach, which has been particularly empowering. And that's So, for example, you may have participated to the IC's Showdown game and our board game, well, the D&D-based networking session. And I feel like these are complete new formats to conferences. But every single of you was very engaged, and I think that was a very nice way to look at science from a different perspective. But also, I think that the ASC brings focus on themes of equity, diversity, and inclusion. In fact, I think it was really revolutionary to see this session on creating supportive fieldwork environment in marine sciences. And as you see, I'm very enthusiastic about this conference and ICES and the people behind it. And I could go on for, at least 1 more hour. And I just want to point out that I think this enthusiasm is shared not only by me, but also by all the early career scientists, or many of them, because if you look at the numbers, more than 1/3 of the attendees in the conference are early career scientists this year. So, Alan, referring to your wise words from the opening ceremony, I think we can confirm that we are taking over here. But without further ado, I'm here to present the awards for some of the chairs that are outgoing the roles in ICES. So, our first service award is the Vice Chair of the Advisory Committee of ICES, Hen Oyave. Give it up to him. And then we can move to the outgoing chair of the Ecosystem Processes and Dynamics Steering Group, Steven de Grael. So now we are thanking for the very hard work Debbie Pedreschi, Chair of the Integrated Ecosystem Assessment Steering Group. Give it up for Debbie. Okay, and now we move to data. So we have the outgoing chair of Data Science and Technology Steering Group, Jens Rasmussen. And now, we're moving. We're moving to the chairs of 6. Sorry, yeah. And so I'm calling up on stage Alina Madita-Vicerek, and Katel will take the gift for Amanda. Yeah, let's give it up for Alina. And yeah. And so now we are moving to the chair of the IC Spices Strategic Initiative on climate change impact on marine ecosystems, Alain Boudron. And now we are giving it up for the chair of the outgoing chair of Data Information Group, Shur Ringheim. Please. And now it's the time for the chair of the awards committee, Carl O'Brien. And yeah, now is the time for our outgoing chair of the scientific committee, Jörn Schmidt. He couldn't be here in person, but
dialing in from Penang, Malaysia. So good to see you, even though I can't see you. But very nice that the team made it possible for me to join you online. And thank you very much for that.
thank you. And now I'm leaving the floor to the Merit Award Committee, to representatives of them. And yeah, thank you very much.
All right, thank you, everybody. We are Evan Howell. I am the chair of the Merit Awards Group this year. And
hi, my name's Holly Perryman. This is my first time on the Merit Awards Group.
yeah, so we had the privilege of being able to look at all of the poster presentations and the oral presentations this year. And as with every year, there were a lot of amazing awards or presentations to choose from. We did make a couple of changes this year. If you were at the last year annual science conference, it was a very vibrant and busy poster session. And when you're a judge and you have 25 posters to try to talk to people about, it was a little bit difficult. So this year we made the decision to go to a two-step process And that was the reason why we asked for people to do their posters by the August 30th deadline. And so for this year, we did a pre-evaluation the week before the annual science conference. And so we did only consider the posters that were submitted by the time of the deadline. We'll do the same next year. We're planning to do it, so please do get your posters ready now because we'd like to see even more posters for consideration next year. And that's the magic cue. The other thing that I wanted to say is as we go through this, and Holly's going to present the posters and I'll present the oral awards, that for the oral and the posters, we were only able to consider work that was presented by the first author. So if there was work that was presented by somebody else that wasn't for consideration. So if your favorite talk was not up there, maybe that was the reason why. But again, we really appreciate everyone that went through the awards process with us. It was a joy. We had a great time. And with that, I'll turn it to you, Holly, for the posters.
Great. Great, thank you very much. And it's so great to see everyone here. This is always a fun way to close out a great week. So first things first, we want to start by thanking. Yes, so first things first, on behalf of the MAG group, I want to first thank the session conveners and all the poster evaluators. It was a lot of work and everyone did a great job. So can we just take a second to give everyone thanks? So like last year, this year, there was also a really great group of posters, and it was just, being my first experience this year, it was great to go through everyone's work. You're now looking at the top 5 of the evaluation process. And before I go through and award the 2 best posters, can we give a round of applause to these top 5? Okay, in no particular order, one of our top awards goes to Lorena Romano Martinez for the poster titled Investigating Fish Bycatch Uncertainties to Improve Antarctic Krill Fishery Management. They presented a library on the taxonomic and DNA information of Antarctic krill fishery bycatch, which was built through a thorough methodological process. This library is not only going to be a useful tool for the online observers, but also an important guide for fishers. It was a well-organized and informative poster, and the presentation was enthusiastic and enlightening. So, Lorena, please come up. So unfortunately, it looks like Lorena might have had to leave early, so we will make sure she gets her award. So the other award goes to Jenny Volstroff for the poster titled Review of Welfare Assessment in Wild-Caught Aquatic Species, a Fair Fish Database. They presented a way to quantify the welfare of individual wild-caught aquatic species and provided a database link where this information is being shared for many of them, offering an innovative and promising work on this issue in the fisheries context. The poster was clear and well organized, easy to understand for anyone, and the presentation was enthusiastic but also realistic. So please, Jenny, please come up. Okay, and thank you very much, and I'm going to hand it back to Evan.
All right, thank you again. So we'll go through the orals the same way that we just did the posters. And so first off, we would like to thank everybody that's on the Merit Award group. Please give a moment of applause for them. It is a lot of work. They had to put up with me, and I think that might even deserve more applause, but we'll talk about that later. Oh, great. Those that know me, yeah, wonderful. So again, we had a lot of great posters. We will go through the best presentation shortlist here. These were the top 5. Let's give them all a round of applause. And again, in no particular order, we award 2, and the first award goes to Patricia Porta for, there you go. So Patricia's title, as you can see, but the judges felt that Patricia's presentation addressed a topic that's seldom, if ever, done with fish data at a large scale. This covered the distributions and links between biodiversity, ecosystem function, and resilience of several fish communities in the Northwest Mediterranean. Patricia's presentation was clean, concise, and made a complex topic easy to understand. Okay, and again, in no particular order, second presentations for Carissa Gervasi from the UK. Let's give her. So if you're here, you can make your way up, but to talk about it, the judges felt that despite a complex topic with a novel approach, Carissa's presentation was easy to follow and resulted in an excellent, clear presentation with good visuals and without overly busy or text-filled slides to put the message forward. Her final summary slides solidifying the main conclusions for the listener. Enter stage left. All right. Okay, and so if there's anyone for the first presenter for the poster from the home institution that could come up, we can give the award to you and you can make sure it gets back to them. But with that, let's give a big round for all the winners today. And so with that, I'd like to ask ICE's President Bill Karp to come up to the stage. Thank you.
Well, for those of you that were at the excellent banquet last night, don't worry, I'm not going to sing. But I am going to sing the praises of so many people, and in fact, everybody, because what makes an annual science conference is everybody. And if I had a list of the 672 participants, maybe that would be the right way to recognize that every one of you, whether you're a presenter of a paper, a poster, a convener, a participant in some other way, a volunteer, one of the organizers, however you play a role in this organization, you contribute, or in this annual science conference, you contribute to it in some way and to make this entire community, this entire network stronger. So for me, that's almost the greatest pleasure of participating in an annual science conference is just seeing the community come together. But it's particularly heartening to see the way that the early career scientists are taking control, are really taking an increasingly larger role in every aspect, if you will, of the organization and from the science and beyond. So Marta, you did an excellent job, and you just helped to illustrate that is exactly what's going on, and that is exactly what we want to have happen. Of course, I have some specific thanks to offer, and that's part of my job as I close the closing ceremony that Marta opened. I feel really fortunate to have grown up professionally within ICES. And as many of you know, my passion for fisheries and marine science was kindled when I spent 6 months at the Fisheries Lab in Lowestoft as a sandwich course student or intern before completing my undergraduate degree in the UK and moving to the US. So for me, it's especially poignant to be here with all of you in the UK in Gateshead as we reach the conclusion of another memorable ASC and, coincidentally, my term as president of ICES. As I mentioned, ICES belongs to all of us, and our science is diverse and innovative and is constantly invigorated through your creative and collaborative efforts. This is all showcased in ICES ASCs, and is incredibly exciting even to a very late career scientist like myself. As I said, I truly believe that each of you deserves credit for the various roles that you've played in this annual science conference, but I am going to recognize some individuals. The UK members of the IC's Council of Delegates, of course, the UK is the host. Each year we have a different country hosting, and the UK delegates lead the process of bringing forward a candidate member country and deserve special credit. Matt Gubbins and Carl O'Brien are the UK delegates, so thank you to them. Thank you to the organizations within the UK that have underwritten and provided so much in the way of resources to make sure that this has been another fantastic AFC. They are DEFRA, the UK Department for Environment, Food and Rural Affairs, and CFAS, the UK Centre for Environment, Fisheries and Aquaculture Science, and especially to the core local organising team, Tom Parker, Michelle Haggett, Beck Treeham, and Helen Eager. I'm going to pause now because I believe we have gifts for the delegates and for these four individuals who are the local organisers. And so if they're available, can we ask the six of you to come up and we can present you with these gifts. So where was I? Here, okay. I also want just a shout out for all the volunteers. They've made so much of a difference and made it so much easier for us to work through the details of the ASC. You see them in many different ways, but in particular, bringing microphones back and forth during the sessions and making it so much easier for us to have smooth interactions. So thank you to all the volunteers. And thank you also to the session conveners, as well as the paper and poster presenters. We saw the awards, but we want to recognize everybody who presented a paper and a poster. So thank you to all of you. And a very, very special thanks to the entire IC Secretariat, led by General Secretary Alan Haney, and especially recognizing the work of Anna Davis, our ASC coordinator, but emphasizing the efforts of so many of the Secretariat throughout the year and during the conference itself. For me, working with all of you during the last few years has been a pleasure and an inspiration, and we are so fortunate to have you at the heart of our organization. As we adapt and respond to new challenges and opportunities, and as this ASC concludes, let's begin to make plans for next year's ASC, which will be hosted by Lithuania in Klaipėda, and let's start thinking about the exciting science that will be shared with this remarkable community in 2025. I think we have a video to show, but please stay, because as the video ends, we invite all of you to join us outside the meeting room here for a glass of champagne and some photographs and to celebrate all of the achievements of this incredible week. So thank you very much.
You have to make something cooler than hot pink. Something truly unique. Cooler than hot pink.
I can't do it.
It's a traditional cold beetroot soup. Do you want some?
Cold. Cold. Professor Gentiare, I believe we have the hot new color.
You mean cold?
Exactly.
Cold pink is in season. Wonder what else is?
Look, this is our country.
Come to Lithuania for colors you never knew existed. For more, visit www.lithuania.travel.